Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited. As it's Monday, and that means tonight was Monday Night Raw. Tonight's Monday Night Raw was the follow-up from the Royal Rumble this past weekend, and I thought it was an up and down show. I will say that for sure. It was an up and down show. I feel bad for Stephanie and Raquel. Not only did they not have that good of a match, it was kind of sloppy, but the crowd was not really into it that much either. The crowd was up and down. They would cheer for spots and then they would get really quiet. And it was just, that match felt so weird. And then the Bella segment was super weird and awkward. I don't know if it was that the show was weird itself or if it was the crowd, but I do want to read something. And I got to go find it from TC from WrestleVotes, because he had an interesting little news note here. He tweeted out. So this was during Raw. He tweeted out, quote, "I've been told by those in the know that tonight's show segments have been shuffled around quite a bit. It feels like they wanted to free up more time for the main event segment." So, yeah. I don't know if that played into anything. But the show felt weird at times, to me, at least. We got Luke here with us as well. Luke, how you doing? And what did you think of tonight's Raw?
Feel pretty good. I might be getting a job here soon. I got a job interview Wednesday, so wish me luck on that.
Good luck.
But anyway, I thought the show was, it was up and down. I mean the last segment was a pretty good segment. The CM Punk and Roman stuff. We'll get to that when we get to that. But that was a pretty good segment in my opinion. I thought the vision at the beginning, I thought that was a pretty good opener.
I loved how real that felt with all the Vision coming down, trying to calm Braun down, and Braun just being pissed off, and the show not having a normal entrance. It was just, oh, Braun Breaker's here. What's going on? I thought it started hot and it ended hot. I will give him that. It started well and ended well.
One thing I like about Braun Breaker is that he makes anytime he's in a segment, he makes it feel real with how aggressive he is.
I think Braun Breaker, and I've said this about Bobby Lashley before, Braun Breaker comes off like a guy that's not trying to cut a promo. He's just talking. Bobby Lashley always comes off like a guy in an MMA press conference or something. He doesn't come off as a great super polished promo. But he comes off as a guy that is good at hyping stuff up and can talk. I think Braun Breaker's the same way. He's not this great, super polished promo. No. He's not going to go out there and give you some Hollywood actor performance like we saw with Roman and CM Punk. He's not going to go out there and be super polished and just talk perfect. But he's going to go out there and, like you said, be aggressive and just feel like a real dude that's pissed off and hyping shit up. I've said that about Bobby Lashley before, and it's not a negative. It's a good thing. Makes him different. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, remember, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can hit that donate button down below or donate Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, you can help us out over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos, when we go live, and when we post to the community tab. Also, remember to help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get a badge next to your name, emotes, and emojis that you can use in the live chat in the comment section, and you get access to our graphics packages. Also, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. With all of that, We got Monday Night Raw to talk about that, like we said, kicked off in a very hyped up way. Like, it was 6:59 and I go, oh crap, Raw's starting. I got to get Raw on. So I load up Netflix. The screen goes black off that Raw is starting soon screen. And all of a sudden, it just fades in. No intro that I saw. It just fades into Braun Breaker walking towards the announce table. And I'm like, oh, well, this is interesting. Braun Breaker runs over there and basically gets in the face of the announcers, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, as they're in Philadelphia, Corey Graves' hometown. And he's like, who's the hooded man? You guys know who the masked man is? And he's getting all mad, and friggin' Corey's backing him going, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. And Michael Cole's, backing away, and Braun grabs a chair and throws it. He picks up the announce table and throws it. He goes over to the timekeeper's area. He's like, give me a damn mic. And he demands a microphone. And this is just so good. So good. Breaker then eventually steps over the tipped over announce table, gets inside of the ring, and starts just going off on Adam Pearce as the Vision runs down. Like Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul. So they run down to try and calm down Braun Breaker, and he's just yelling, Pearce, I know you know. I know you did it. It was all you. It was all you. He's basically accusing Adam Pearce of having a masked man come attack him in the Rumble so he can not really be in the Rumble, I guess you would say. And Heyman took the microphone as, the rest of the Division's trying to calm Braun down in the corner. Heyman said this was all Adam Pearce's fault. Pearce has to approve every visa for this trip, so he had to know who the masked man was. What fucking great logic by Heyman there. But I don't think that's on Adam Pearce. I wouldn't think that's on Pearce, but still, what great logic there to be like, hey, these general managers have to work on the work visas, which technically no, but again, we're nitpicking now. He also accused Adam Pearce again of making Braun Breaker the number 2 entrant. Breaker then grabbed the mic again. He basically smacked Paul Heyman's hand or whatever to shut him up, and took the mic and was like, Pearce, get out here. I'm going to count to 3. Question. What was he going to do if he counted to 3 and Adam Pearce didn't come out, though? He didn't say what he was going to do. He just said, I'm counting to 3. Get out here.
Just go backstage and just drag him out there? I don't know.
I guess. But Pearce comes down. He's like, stop. And he gets security all in front of him. He's got almost dozen guys. He's got 8 to 10 guys standing in front of him. So that way the Vision, or Braun Breaker specifically, can't run at him. And so he comes out and says, I'm not in the mood for any of this. You're the one that picked number 2. I didn't give you number 2. I don't make those decisions. You were one of the first people of anybody to pick your number, and you picked that number. Nobody else gave it to you. He said that he would give Breaker a gift, though, and let him keep his job after that piss-poor performance in the Royal Rumble. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing here, Pearce? I like Adam Pearce. But now you're kind of fueling the flames. You're pissing him off a little more, calling it a piss-poor performance, in my opinion. A Breaker would snap again and scramble out of the ring, tripping over himself in the process and all that. And it just felt real. He was stopped by Bronson Reed before he can get to the security, and then Pearce just kind of left. I was like, this was good, but then the Adam Pearce stuff was a little weird for me. Pearce was, what's the word I'm looking for? Instigating and just pissing him off more. What'd you think?
Yeah, Pearce was just pissing him off more.
So Adam Pearce leaves, and then all of a sudden, LA Knight shows up. His music hits, LA Knight, and he appears in the ring with a chair. He blindsides Austin Theory and Logan Paul, beats them down. Reed then chased him away. He runs off in the crowd as an upset Braun Breaker just says, fuck all this, and goes to the back. Very hot start to Monday Night Raw, I will say. Very hot start. I liked it.
You know what they could do?
What?
I was thinking what if, so Pearce said the last person we've seen as a masked man who was doing attacks was Austin Theory. What if next week everyone in the Division started questioning Austin Theory? It was were you the one that attacked Braun Breaker?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I forgot to mention that he did say that. Yeah.
Because like, what if they all just start questioning him theories? Like, what? No, it wasn't me.
Good catch. But so some people have taken a screenshot, like the best we could see of the masked man, like straight on, and it looks like he's got blondish or very light brown goatee. A lot of people saying Logan.
A lot of people. Sorry, but like a lot of people on Twitter. A lot of people on Twitter I've seen. Some people are saying Grayson Waller was playing the masked man just as like a.
I need to
like swerve fan.
I saw that, but I want to look at something really fast. I don't think Grayson Waller has a bushy enough beard. Because I did see a Twitter or a Facebook account go, it had to be Grayson Waller, and they had a picture of Grayson Waller in a hoodie. Yeah, no, it can't be Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller's barely got any facial hair. And this guy had at least a goatee. But no, someone on Facebook, one of the dumbass random fake news Facebook accounts, had a photo of Grayson Waller and he had a almost full beard. And I'm like, well, that's not real. But then you look at the hands of Grayson Waller in the photo, 100% AI. So, yeah. There was a photo going around of Grayson Waller that was completely AI that would have kind of worked, but not really work. Grayson Waller has a goatee tray, but it's very, very, very faint and trimmed down. Like, he's got stubble, basically. Like, he uses a one guard. It's not enough from what we saw with the masked guy. Like, when he does have facial hair, it's with like a one guard. He doesn't grow it out. So.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah,
I mean, I think they're playing it out because it could be Seth Rollins. They're saying they're probably having someone just playing as the masked man. Then once they do the big reveal, I think they'll do Seth Rollins.
They want you to think it's Seth Rollins, just like with Austin Theory. They wanted you to think it could have been Seth. And for everyone that says,
for Austin Theory, though, we all knew it was Austin Theory.
Well, it was known by that night because all the rumors and reports came out. Hey, it's Austin Theory. Nothing's come out. That's the interesting thing. There's been no news, no like spoilers, no nothing on who this guy is. Also, I want to pull this up really fast for everyone saying, Grace Waller's got a goatee. Yeah. Hold on. Uh-oh. Why is it not? Hold on. Just do this. Why won't it show the screen? Give me 2 seconds. Grace Waller's got a goatee. Look at that. Grace Waller got a goatee. Like I said, it's with like a one guard. Grace Waller's got a goatee. Not enough for what the masked man had, though. Anywho. We do have some bit donations here. Thank you guys for the hype train on Twitch. Really do appreciate that.
We have quite a few bit donations.
Yeah, Esports Gaming Rules says, I saw it on NJPW Global's Instagram and X Twitter. Hiromu Takahashi has left New Japan Pro Wrestling. Does that he coming to reunite with Naito or coming to AEW? So he hasn't left yet. His last match is going to be on February 12th. But Hiromu Takahashi, former junior heavyweight champion, is leaving New Japan, as it was reported recently that he could be leaving. We don't know where he's going to go, whether he stays in Japan and goes to Noah, where Naito and Bushi are, whether he comes to the United States, goes to WWE, goes to AEW. Luke and I were talking a little bit about this, before we went live on the air. If he comes to the U.S., I think he would fit in better in New Japan. But what do you think, Luke?
You mean if he comes to the U.S.?
AEW.
Yeah. Me personally, I feel like he might go to Noah and reunite with Naito and Bushi.
Yeah, not a bad thing.
That's what I think. I mean, is there that possibility if he goes to the United States and goes to AEW or WWE?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
But maybe for him, maybe he just wants to reunite with like Naito or Bushi. Maybe he feels settled in Japan.
Yeah, maybe like you said, he feels settled in Japan, doesn't want to leave Japan, and just feels like he's done all that they're going to have him do in New Japan. Like he's hit his ceiling, I guess you would say. He's peaked there, which happens.
I mean, they could have moved to the heavyweight division. I don't know why they didn't, but
Because he would be a very, very small heavyweight. When we see guys like Will Ospreay or Kenny Omega move up to the heavyweight division, they're still kind of bigger dudes that can bulk up. Takahashi's a shorter guy, and I don't see him like bulking up. You know what I mean? Like Kenny did, like Ospreay did.
Well, speaking of those like juniors that never really like kind of just stay in the junior division, whatever happened to Kushida? I never hear anything about him.
That's a good question.
Is he just wrestling the indies, or?
You know, I haven't heard much of Kushida in a long time either. Let's see. Go to his cage match and see what he last did. Like I literally have not heard someone named Kushida in almost a year.
Because I know he was signed with Impact for a little bit.
Okay, so he's been working some New Japan and MLW. He worked MLW this past weekend.
Oh, he did? Yeah, I haven't heard like anything. Oh yeah, the only thing I heard about MLW is that Killer Cross is the new MLW World Champion.
He beat Templario last Thursday for the MLW World Middleweight Championship. The same day Cross won the world title.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kushida's a champion in MLW. Okay. And then before that, he didn't work much in 2025, actually. He worked for New Japan. Wait. I hate how Cage Match does this. It's day month instead of month day, so it throws me off. He did work a good amount in New Japan, actually. He did some CMLL last year as well. So he's just been getting around, I guess you would say. He teamed with Kevin Knight early last year in DPW. But yeah, a lot of New Japan, and he's a champion in MLW. Yeah, I haven't heard anybody mention Kushida in a long time. More bit donations here. Eastwood's Gaming Rule says, looks like the Bella Twins are coming for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. As expected. We'll talk about that piss poor segment later. Like, that was bad. Awkward and bad. They were booing the Bellas, and the Bellas were like, is that because, are you doing that because the Eagles didn't make the Super Bowl? I'm like, oh, Lord. We'll talk about that. He also says, I think Roman Reigns and CM Punk have real beef with each other. I don't know. I've never heard of them having real beef. I know Seth has had real beef with Punk, but I never heard Roman.
Oh, yeah. The Seth beef with Punk was real because Seth's always said, like, I never liked Punk because he was always talking trash about WWE whenever he left. And like, you know, and Seth was saying, like, I can't leave. I don't want to go anywhere else. I'm like, people work their butts off to make the WWE, and you think you're just going to leave just because you got your feelings hurt?
Yeah, so I don't know if they have real beef. I've never heard it, but I mean, they made you feel like they made you feel in that main event segment tonight that it was real. And those are two great professional wrestlers and great talkers that can do that. He also says, I think the reason Obafemi squashed the War Raiders is the War Raiders are going to be in Lucha Libre AAA for an appearance. No. I mean, maybe they go to AAA, but they wouldn't need to be squashed on Raw. I thought that was good, and again, another weird thing. So Oba's a heel? I mean, we'll just talk about it right now, Luke. Is Obafemi a heel on the main roster?
I don't know. I mean,
it's not like he came out and just squashed two random jobber local guys, and then that would have been like, okay, whatever, heel, babyface. But he squashed two former tag team champions, a babyface tag team that the fans really like.
Yeah. Maybe they have him as a heel. I don't know.
It was weird. Again, I said there was some weird stuff on this show. That was one of them. I should put a counter on the screen every time we talk about one of the weird things. Muscleman 85 with a bid donation says, who do you think will be in both chamber matches? And also, what's some matches Luke wants to see at Mania? So this is actually coming off of the video I posted today. 4 matches I think we can get at Mania coming off of the Royal Rumble. So Luke, what are some matches you think we're going to see at WrestleMania coming out of the Royal Rumble?
Well, we already got one for Roman versus CM Punk.
Yep.
I think. Oh, when they said that's the main event, I think that's definitely like the night 2 main event.
Oh, 100%.
I think the night 1 main event could be Drew defending against Cody and Fatu, unless they go a different route. But I feel like
go for it, and then I'll say my thing in a second. Go for it.
Oh, yeah, you can go. I think that's all I had.
I will say one of my predictions was wrong. I thought Raquel was going to win the title tonight, and then Liv turn on her and challenge her for Mania, because
that would have been perfect.
Because Liv eliminated her from the Rumble. So I thought they were building that up. Now it's Liv and Stephanie.
You know, I could honestly see them doing at Mania.
Huh?
So they do Liv versus Stephanie for the belt, and then maybe what if like Raquel costs Liv the belt? It's like, you eliminated me from the Rumble. All you care about is yourself, and they just like kick, and they all just kick Liv Morgan out of Judgment Day.
We would have to see them. I don't see Liv getting kicked out of Judgment Day, but we would have to see them really keep teasing this and stretching it out for like 3 more months, though. That's the thing. You're going to have to really stretch that and keep teasing and building it. Because like even today, where Raquel was like, hey, Liv, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. You dumped me from the Rumble. And Liv's like, well, you already had a shot at the title, so I thought you'd be fine. You're not selfish. So, yeah.
For some other matches, I think there's a good chance we see like Io and Ripley defend against the Bella Twins.
That's not a bad idea.
Mania.
I can see that.
Maybe throw in Charlotte and Alexa as well. Or, actually, since Charlotte accidentally eliminated Alexa, what if they did Charlotte versus Alexa at Mania?
Not a bad idea. It'd probably be a pretty good match.
And then, as far as I'm trying to think what they would do for like the tag titles. Do you think they do Wyatt Six against the MFTs like in some sort of like hardcore match at Mania?
I hope not. That would suck.
Solo and Tamatonga against Uncle Howdy and like Rowan for the tag titles.
It wouldn't even be Uncle Howdy and Rowan. It'd probably just be Gacy and Loomis, like we've seen.
No, but what if Howdy's like, you know what? I want like Solo's mine.
Tag titles versus you put the tag titles on the line. Well, no, that wouldn't make sense. The Wyatts would need the tag titles. I was gonna say we put the tag titles on the line. You put the lantern on the line. But now the MFT's got them both, so never mind. I don't know. Then the Raw tag. Go for it.
Raw tag titles. I don't even know.
Well, it's gonna be it'll be the Usos. I don't see the Usos losing the titles next week.
Usos against what if they did like I don't know.
I can't.
Usos against Bronson Reed and Austin Theory.
You know what? I hate to say it, but I would rather see it be Austin Theory and Logan Paul as the tag team. I think they would be the better tag team.
You think they win the tag titles against the Usos at Mania?
I don't know about winning the tag titles. I'm going to pull up the roster. I'm trying to think of all the different teams on Raw. Where are all the Raw tag teams? I mean, we have the New Day. We do the New Day versus the Usos, reunite that feud. I don't see American Alpha. I don't see Alpha Academy American Alpha. I mean, I don't see that. I don't see the El Grandes. Go for it.
I have another idea for Mania. What El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. The loser must like relinquish their mask.
Oh, that's 100% gonna happen. Mask versus mask.
And then or what if I have an idea. So they do that match. Chad Gable wins, but then they have Ludwig remove his mask, and then the other El Grandes attack Chad Gable, and they remove his mask.
And then they're just unmasked anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, we could see it, but here's the thing: Ludwig as El Grande in Mexico is over huge. That's the thing, though. It's like him in AAA is a big deal. So it's like, do they really end that? Or do they keep that going for longer? I would think Ludwig maybe beats Gable. That's just my thought on it. Because
actually, I'd say just get rid of Ludwig's mask, and they had Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne get rid of their masks, and they just become like this heel faction, like going forward.
I mean, you can, and it wouldn't be bad. I just don't know what kind of ramification that would have in AAA as far as, do they only love him because he's El Grande, or will they still love him even if he's Ludwig? You know what I mean? That's the big question. Do you risk AAA fans not
Ludwig,
caring anymore?
They had Ludwig win. And they had Chad Gable unmasked, and they're like, "I'm the better El Grande. You got hurt, and I'm more popular. People love me, and they hate you."
Also, speaking of the El Grandes, you didn't see their promo segment with Byron, did you? Because it was during a commercial.
No.
Oh my God, Tyler Bates' Mexican accent is fucking on point. Literally,
you sent it to me.
I mean, I'd have to find a clip on Twitter because you can't go back and check the commercials on Netflix, even internationally. Once the commercials are over, they just take them out of the feed. But like Tyler Bate speaking English, but with a Mexican accent, oh my God, was so good. And then like Pete Dunne tried, and he was all right, but you could tell like they let Tyler Bate talk for a couple minutes actually. It was good, real good. Let me see.
I think what other matches? What Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams for the United States title? Maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it.
Dominic versus Finn Balor for the IC title.
Say it again.
What if they did Dominic versus Finn Balor for the IC title at Mania?
Oh, yeah. They're still building up Punk and Finn.
Well, they did that match at Elimination Chamber.
That's what I was thinking. All right.
Because Punk has to defend the belt at Chamber. He has to. It's in Chicago. You don't think
100%.
they're not going to have Punk? You think they're not going to have CM Punk wrestle in Chicago?
100%. I sent you a little clip on Twitter. Listen.
I'm going to mute myself real quick so I can listen to it.
Listen to that and then let me know what you think. I'll get this other bit donation. Esports Gaming Rule says, it seems everybody hates Gunther. So even maybe by WrestleMania 42 Vegas, someone beat him before the, quote, career killer storyline lasts a whole year. You know, when Dragon Lee, and we'll talk about this more in a minute, when Dragon Lee came down and started running wild on Gunther, I was like, oh my God, the greatest thing they've ever done with Dragon Lee. Oh my God, this is actually going to be great. Let Dragon Lee get a little bit on Gunther and a little kind of like shine. And then they just beat his ass. So I don't know what they do with Gunther next. I mean, he can't just every big opponent only be a career ending match. He's got to have other opponents too. I just don't know what route they go right now. I mean, maybe he does Brock at SummerSlam. It looks like Brock and Oba at Mania. But yeah, I don't know where they go with Gunther right now. I think it's kind of in a little bit of a standstill. I could see them putting Gunther in the chamber. That was the other question we had that we didn't answer from a Muscle Man. Who do you think is going to be in the chamber? We would need 3 from Raw and 3 from SmackDown.
Braun Breaker. I have a perfect idea for Braun Breaker in the chamber.
Go for it.
So let's say, I also think they had Cody in the chamber, and let's say the last 2 are Cody and Breaker.
Okay.
And like they have the Masked Man screw over Breaker in the chamber, and then maybe at the end they or maybe after the Masked Man screw over Breaker, they do the big reveal. And what if it is Seth Rollins? They're like, oh my God, the Masked Man! It's Seth Rollins! It's Seth Rollins! And Cody wins, and then maybe the next night they're setting up Breaker versus Seth at Mania. Kind of like how, remember last year when Seth screwed over Punk?
Mm-hmm.
So this year, Seth screwing over Breaker.
Seth said he thinks he can get cleared by Mania, but it's like, can he get cleared in time to do anything physical by Chamber? That's the big question.
They could do it very safe, maybe.
Right. So, okay. 3 more spots for Chamber. So for Raw, you said Braun Breaker. I agree with that one. I said Gunther. And then you got Cody from SmackDown. So we need another Raw and 2 more SmackDown names. You think LA Knight maybe from Raw?
LA Knight, yeah.
Then we need 2 SmackDown names.
Randy.
Okay, that's not a bad one. I can see it.
I mean, Randy has plenty of experience in the chamber. Just throw Randy in there. What if they had like a Damian Priest or a Trick Williams?
Ooh, you think they go big tricky? That's a tough one. It's like you've only got 3 from. Well, no, yeah, you've only got 3 from each brand, so it's like they're really stacked right now. So it's like you've got options, but I can see.
They're like pushing Trick Williams hard.
Yeah,
on SmackDown.
that is very true.
Or what? I'm trying to think. Like,
Yeah, Priest or Trick make the most sense. I'm looking at the SmackDown roster here. It's either Jacob Fatu.
nah. I'm thinking like, because if they're gonna do the triple threat of Drew, Cody, and Fatu, why would you put Fatu in the chamber if they have him like loop get pinned? Because they're like,
That is true. That is true.
like you're in the chamber, Jacob. You lost. You're not getting a shot at Mania.
Yeah. I can see it being
Like,
Trick.
let's say-
I can see it being Trick then.
Yeah.
If you want to keep pushing Trick as a not the guy, but a top guy. So we've got Braun Breaker, Gunther, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Trick Williams. That's a solid chamber. Now, what about the women though?
Asuka from Raw.
Say Raquel.
Asuka, Raquel, Roxanne, maybe. No,
Yeah, I would say no, not Raquel, not Raquel. I would say Roxanne over Raquel. Roxanne over Raquel.
Roxanne,
Yeah.
Asuka. Who else?
I'm looking at the
Trying to
Raw
think.
roster. Let me see if I can pull this up on the screen.
Lyra or Bailey? One of the two.
Why is it not showing? Oh, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I can pull this up. Let's go here. Didn't want to. There it goes. That is weird. Why is it not work? Ah, there we go. Let's see. So I've got the Raw roster here. You should be able to see it now. So if you look at the Raw roster, do we say Asuka, Roxanne, Bailey, or Lyra?
I'm saying that's why I said one of the two.
Becky. You think they do Becky and AJ in Chicago instead somehow? They get to Becky and AJ maybe?
I don't know.
Rhea?
Maybe.
Rhea.
Rhea's already a tag champion. I don't think
True. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, she was in the Rumble, and Becky is the Intercontinental Champion was in the Rumble. But yeah, Bailey or Lyra would be the other one. I'd probably go
maybe
Bailey.
Then for SmackDown,
Pull
I'd
that
probably
SmackDown
go
roster.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
Go Tiffany, Alexa, and Charlotte.
You say Alexa and Charlotte?
Yeah.
Let's see. I just want to see the rest of the roster real fast. Tiffany. So we've got Nia.
Or Chelsea Green, replacing either Charlotte or Alexa.
I don't see Chelsea as someone that they're pushing to be in the Rumble, though. Like, honestly,
in the chamber.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they put Lash Legend in there. Kind of similar to Trick, where they're really pushing hard. You know what I mean?
Lash Legend made a lot of big eliminations.
Yeah.
Do you think Lash Legend is someone that could be like a really big star for the company?
Yes, but she still needs time in the ring. She needs to get better. But I think she's got the charisma, just like Trick. She's got the charisma and the great, she's got a really good on-camera presence. So, yes, I think she could. No. Fuck all of that. Jordynne Grace.
Oh, yes, Jordynne Grace. They need to put Jordynne Grace in there.
So we need one more for SmackDown then. We got not Liv. We got
Jordynne
Lex.
Grace, Lash Legend, and Tiffany.
Flash. Okay, that's not bad. Flash legend Jordan Grace, Tiffany, Bailey, Roxanne, and Asuka is
Yes.
our women's elimination chamber.
I was thinking it's either gonna be Jordan Grace or Tiffany winning.
Oh yeah. No, I think Jordan Grace should win it and then challenge Jade.
You don't think it's gonna be Tiffany getting her revenge on Jade?
No, I think it should be Jordan Grace. Push somebody new, and they're really pushing Jordan Grace hard. One last one here. Esports Gaming Rule says, do you think Ava Simone Johnson leaving WWE might affect The Rock's possible WWE return if he gets that Saudi payday at WrestleMania Riyadh? No, I don't think it has any effect. There's a couple of things.
Maybe Ava wanted to leave. Maybe it was just maybe it was just her decision.
It was her decision to not re-sign with WWE. And honestly, I feel like they didn't see it coming because she's literally was advertised for tomorrow night's NXT. They literally, coming out of last week's NXT, advertised an Ava Tony D sit-down segment. So, like, they expected her to re-sign, I guess, not to be leaving. And then she announces that she's leaving and then throws that fuck ICE and Trump administration tweet out there, deletes her Twitter, or maybe gets taken down, I don't know. But does that have anything to bearing on Rock? Probably not. Also, one thing to look at, and I don't know if this played a factor in her decision or not, her girlfriend was cut recently by WWE. She was the developmental talent. Ava's girlfriend.
Ava?
Yeah. Was recently released by WWE from developmental. Like within the last maybe month or so. Since the new year, I believe, is what I heard. So I don't know if that played a factor into her not wanting to re-sign because they let her girlfriend go or not. I don't know. That I'm not sure. But I do know, according to Dave Meltzer, they were willing to give Ava a raise in her new deal. But as we go back looking at a Monday Night Raw, there was a recap of the Raw. Go for it.
Honestly, I could see it at not this year's Rumble, next year's Rumble. They do Roman versus Rock.
At Rumble?
No, I mean at next year's Mania. I meant
in Saudi.
Yeah,
I could see it. Maybe Roman's possible last Mania. Both of their possible last Mania.
Well, if they did like the Rock's retirement match and Roman's like last Mania.
Well, because didn't Roman say last year he's got like 2 years left and his contract's up after Mania or something like that? He said it, and he's like, then I got to find a less physical form of entertainment to be in. So it's like, Roman's coming up on possibly being done. May only have a couple more Manias left. But like I said, we got a recap of the Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan, Stephanie McCure, Gunther were all shown arriving earlier in the day. Then they let us know Javon Evans was the Iron Man of the Men's Royal Rumble. He lasted 40 minutes and 58 seconds. Speaking of Javon Evans, he had a match tonight with El Grande Americano. So, Evans, he had his shoulder and his ribs all taped up, showing the bruises and bangs or whatever, the beats and bangs from the Royal Rumble. He was off to a good start here early on, but did miss a stinger splash. El Grande then took over, and there was a light to okay, we want Gable chant from the crowd. Evans then came right back and hit a crazy leaping dive to the outside, almost flying right over El Grande. And I want to go back to this we want Gable chant really fast, because you got to look at the Saudi crowd versus the U.S. crowd. The Saudi crowd loved Brie Bella. They cheered the crap out of Brie Bella when the Bellas hugged. They loved it. Then the Bellas came out tonight. They didn't give two shits. Then, where this ties in with the We Want Gable chant is tonight, when El Grande was in there, they were chanting for Gable. They knew that the original El Grande is Gable. Yet the Saudi crowd reacted like they had no freaking clue who that was. The original Grande. So, yeah, interesting. Very interesting to me. Just the things that the Saudi crowd liked that the U.S. crowd didn't, and the U.S. crowd seemed to like that the Saudi crowd didn't, or whatever. So, very weird stuff. Evans was distracted by Rayo So El Grande nailed a drop kick on the apron and lawn darted him into the post. Also, you didn't tell me what you thought of Tyler Bates' Mexican accent.
He did it so perfectly.
Exactly. And
It
trust
was
me,
perfect.
You only saw a little snippet of it. There was more, and freaking Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne trying to like pipe in a little bit behind him too, like just like one or two words here and there. El Grande had control through a commercial break, but not much really happened. Evans then fought back after the break with some chops, forearms, kicks, and a satellite DDT. Evans then fought out of a submission hold, and El Grande was lying on the other side of the ring. Evans then went to the top rope and hit a senton leg drop, like basically to the other side of the ring. They say this kid's bouncy. His boy's bouncy. Ryo then distracted the referee, so Bravo tried to trip Evans off the top rope. Ryo then handed El Grande the middle plate to put in his mask while the ref was dealing with Bravo. Then, old Chad Gable, the original El Grande Americano, entered to his music and posed on the aisle. The distraction, though, allowed Evans to hit a running knee strike, the OG cutter, and pin El Grande Americano in a 12.5-minute match to pick up the victory. I thought the match was fine. It was a good, solid Raw match. I will say that. It was a good, solid Raw match. They both looked very good, and Javon got a win. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. Actually, just thought of another Mania match.
Go for it.
So you know Carmelo Hayes doing those open challenges for the United States title at Mania?
Right.
What if they... I was thinking, what for United States title they did a ladder match?
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I feel like SmackDown has a lot of like mid-card guys that they could put in the ladder match. What they did Carmelo, Matt Cardona, Ilya Dragunov. Put Kit Wilson in there. Why not?
God damn.
Do you know what that Mania crowd would be like hearing his theme song?
No, they're waiting for that Sammy one-on-one match next year. Sammy's winning that title in Saudi. It keeps saying we got disconnect. Uh-oh, we might be disconnected. Give me 2 seconds. Stream is buffering. Hold on. Weird. What is going on? I don't know what's happening. We're still recording, but I keep losing connection to the stream. If you guys can hear us, I do apologize. It keeps kicking me off of the stream connection for some reason, and I don't know why. We're going to barrel on through. If we do keep having more issues, we are still recording, so we can repost this afterwards if we have more issues. But I don't know why we're having any issues with the stream. I'm just trying to maybe close other programs, other software to see if maybe that helps. But I'm not sure what the issue again, and I have no clue what is going on. What the heck? This is weird. I don't know what the issue is. It's super dropping frames in OBS, and I don't know why, because everything else looks fine. Like I'm looking at my CPU, memory, GPU, everything's fine there. Can I try one other? Nope, I can't change that setting while we're live. Because there's one other setting that I could change that might help, but I can't change that while we're live. Well, I say we just barrel on through, unfortunately, and see if it fixes itself. It's probably not going to. I don't know what's going on.
I think it says we're still live on Twitch. Are we not?
We are, but it's buffering, and I keep getting disconnected from the stream. So I don't know why. It keeps saying that we're like, OBS giving me an error saying dropping frames, bad connection. But it's not bad internet connection, so I don't know what the issue is. So we're just going to barrel on through, guys, and see if we can get this going. Again, I will probably take the stream down later and just re-upload it as its own video. But we're going to just barrel on through. We do have another bit donation here we'll read really quickly. Esports Gaming Rules says, why the WWE Universe and recent WWE PLE's post shows were chanting we want Vince? Does that mean they really want Vince McMahon back? But is he really coming back to replace Triple H in creative? Well, Vince ain't coming back. I'm going to tell you that right now. No matter what Vince Russo or Jonathan Coachman or anybody else says, Vince ain't coming back. And the crowd chanting we want Vince, that's just the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. I heard it during the post show on Rumble. And I'm just like, what are we fucking doing here? You're just making the wrestling fans look so stupid chanting we want Vince. What do you think, Luke?
Yeah, I think that's stupid. I saw someone tweet saying Triple H needs to leave creative. He keeps pushing the 4 same women like all the time, doesn't want to push anybody new. And then he had Roman win the Rumble when he doesn't need it.
Yeah,
like, I will say the women part, I do feel like he's kind of pushing the same women a lot recently. So that one I can kind of see why fans are kind of upset about that.
Hey, but,
you think?
But like I said, they're pushing Lash Legend. They got her teed up with Nia. Nia's a great person for her to learn from. And they're pushing her like a big star, so that's somebody new. They also see something really big in Sol Ruka. I'm going to tell you that right now. But unfortunately, I think Sol Ruka is going to end up winning that NXT Women's Championship and stay in NXT way too long.
Yeah.
As we move forward,
I do go for it. I kind of want to see them push Chelsea Green more because I feel like a lot of stuff they keep saying about her, at least WWE Creative, apparently WWE Creative thinks that Chelsea Green is nothing more than just someone that should put over the women like a Charlotte Flair or like a Becky Lynch.
But she's even said that though. She's like, I don't need to be the top woman. I don't need to be the
But she has the talent though. That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing. Like Michael Hayes said it. Chelsea Green is probably the perfect female pro wrestler because you give her 20, 30 seconds on screen and she's going to optimize that better than almost anybody. She said one time in an interview that she's like, I'm the female Miz, and I take that as a compliment. I'm somebody that they know that they could throw out there, and they're going to get a good match out of whoever they want, and I'm going to make that person look good. Like, I'm going to do what I need to do to make my opponent look good, and whoever they're wanting me to make look good, I'm going to do it. Like, this is a whole, you got to watch some of her recent interviews, because she talks about this, saying that, like, she doesn't need to be the top woman. She loves the spot she's in, and she's even said it before. She'd be perfect in Total Divas. She's like,
Matt Cardona on Total Divas.
Right. She said it before. She goes, I should have been in the Divas era.
Total Divas no longer a thing.
No, but they got both Bellas back with WWE. Do we bring it back, Netflix? Netflix likes their reality wrestling shows. They've had the one with OVW. They've got Unreal. Well, maybe we get Total Divas back in some form. You can have like the Bellas, Chelsea, Maxine. Maybe you keep putting Natty back in there and Naomi. There's your 6. Maybe you like get the Bellas, Naomi, Natty. Those are your OGs. And then you add like Chelsea. Oh. Chelsea, Maxine, Lash.
Maxine would be perfect for it.
Lash would too, because her and Trick would probably be really good on there. And then you need like maybe 1 or 2 others. Maybe find an NXT.
Nia Jax.
Maybe, but you don't need too many OGs, and Nia was an OG.
Well, Nia also said she hated being on Total Divas.
Yeah.
Like she was on like the Renee podcast once, basically saying that she was saying it was all fake and she hated being on it. Well, we all knew Total Divas was fake. Everybody knew that.
99% of all reality shows are scripted. Like, they find things that the people on the shows are going to do in their real life, and then they overproduce and script it. Like, that's what all reality TV is.
Alexa Bliss, maybe. Bring her back.
You know what? You know what would make this show, get a lot of eyeballs outside of wrestling is if Alexa's on there with her husband, Ryan Cabrera. Because then you would get the Ryan Cabrera fans. If he's willing to do it, ooh, that'd be an interesting one. Because then you get all his fans. But I don't know if... Ooh, that's a tough one. Because Alexa's also somebody that doesn't like to show her daughter's face like on social media or anything. So whenever she posts photos, it's with her daughter's face covered. So I don't know how much of her home life she would show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a tough one, I think. But moving forward, Michael Cole stated there was 13,746 people in the building or in attendance. That's how many tickets were out. Jimmy and Jay entered. So, hey, look at this. We're back in the United States. Jimmy's allowed on TV again. Like we said, Jimmy can't be on them international shows because he can't leave the country, it sounds like. But the Usos came out. Big Jim's back. He said he was gone for a few weeks. They issued a warning to the Alpha Academy next week, who they will be defending their tag team titles against. They shouted out Roman Reigns for winning the Rumble, and that was about it. Michael Cole then congratulated Bad Bunny and Jelly Roll on their success at the Grammys. I don't know what awards they won. I didn't follow the Grammys, so I don't know. Then we had Gunther. But at first, we didn't know it was Gunther because AJ Styles' music hit. AJ's music hit. The crowd blew up thinking, oh my God, we're getting one last appearance of AJ. And it was not AJ. It was Gunther. Gunther excitedly walked out, did the AJ pose, and the crowd booed emphatically. Gunther tried to speak. Eventually he said, Styles found out what Goldberg and John Cena already knew. When you step in the ring with the career killer, your career and legacy die. And on the big Titantron screen, it said Gunther in the middle, and then on both sides, it said career killer. This is when Dragon Lee would run out as Gunther was speaking. He attacked Gunther, nailed him with a great-looking suicide dive, and sent him into the ring post for the Hurricane Rana. And I'm sitting here going, oh my God, they're doing something fucking great with Dragon Lee. This is awesome. Dragon Lee charged at Gunther while he was in the Timekeeper's area, but Gunther popped up and nailed him with the ring bell. And this is when my head fell, and I go, fuck, he's going to kill him now. He's going to kill him. Gunther then put him in the dreaded sleeper hold until officials officially broke it up. Gunther then went into the ring and picked Dragon Lee up by his mask. Gunther put him in a sleeper hold. This time, Dragon Lee was just dangling over the side of the ring. Eventually, they separated them with Gunther just dropping Dragon Lee. And there we go. Gunther put his coat on and left. So it's like, oh my God, they give us that spark of, oh, they're going to do something cool with Dragon Lee. He's going to look great. He's going to look great. Oh, they jobbed him out. They made him look bad. What'd you think?
Yeah. Do you think we're going to get Gunther versus Dragon Lee at the Chamber?
How about this? Gunther versus Dragon Lee in a Chamber qualifying match, and Gunther wins to qualify for the Chamber.
Not a bad idea.
That would work. Because I think Gunther's in the Chamber. Well, there's a replay of Reed and Logan trying to kill LA Knight back when, they tsunamied him on the top of the car. Heyman then approached Adam Pearce in the back and asked him to make a match between Breakker and LA Knight. Pearce said no. Pearce didn't appreciate Breakker interrupting the show right at the start. He told Heyman to escort Breakker out of his building and tell Reed to go get ready for his match against Penta. Heyman then said, do you know who you're talking to and what city we're in? Fans start chanting EC Dub. Pearce then told Heyman, FAFO. A line Heyman used on Pearce. I don't know what that means, though, but Heyman said it to Pearce on the Rumble pre-show, I think it was. I don't know what FAFO is. Chat, what's FAFO? I thought maybe you would know.
No.
Interesting. Heyman then chuckled at Pearce using that line and walked away. I like the line of, do you know who you're talking to and what city you're in? So they announced during a commercial break next week we'll be getting Maxine Dupree versus Natty. Maxine did some promo that wasn't all that great, But hey, she's trying. And I do like the fact that more talent that don't usually get time to speak are getting more time to speak during the commercial breaks. They're cutting the promos there. So that is a good thing. That talent that needs more reps on the mic are getting them during the commercials. She just basically did the whole thing of, I'm sick of Natty saying, Natalia elevates while Natty decimates. Well, next week she ain't going to decimate. I'm going to show her that I can survive. We see Braun Breaker. He was still pissed off and tossing stuff around backstage. Heyman tried to calm him down by telling him that Pierce had plenty of ammunition against him already. Breaker screamed at Heyman that he didn't care. And I love this badass, don't give a damn motherfucker Braun Breaker. I think this is such good work that he's doing. Breaker then barged through a door and left the building. Then we got a weird segment. The War Raiders come out, and Corey Graves is like, War Raiders right here. They're going to have a tag team match. Never said who their opponents were. And then they're in the ring. They're waiting for their opponents. And Oba's music hits. Oba Femi then comes down to the ring. And Corey Graves is like, did somebody change the run sheet, Cole? Because this is not who I have as their opponents. Still never told us who they were supposed to face. Oh, okay. Palpatine says FAFO is F around and find out. Gotcha. So Oba comes down. Announcer's super shocked and confused. Femi enters the ring, destroys both guys, makes them just look like geeks. Chokeslams Ivar, power bombs Eric, and then poses on top of their freaking prone bodies. So, yeah, this is weird. I think Oba Femi's a heel because he attacked a big babyface team. What do you think? I know we talked about it earlier, but
yeah, I think they're trying to push Oba as a big heel.
Like, they might be trying to push him as the heel, but then at the same time, I can see like the fans thinking he looks cool because he just beat two big guys, and that may be the thing. It's like, oh yeah, they can have him go beat some skinny jobber local guys, but what's that really going to do? But they have him go beat two guys almost his size. Yeah, it makes him look even stronger. Like, what do you think he needs? A James Ellsworth like they tried with Strowman? He needs a skinny small guy. A Colin.
James Ellsworth would be like, if a guy has two fists, has a fighting chance, then Braun Strowman just destroys him.
Right. Like, well, you don't need. I get it. You want him to face someone that's more comparable to his size to show, hey, two guys almost my size, I can beat up myself. That's how big of a monster this guy is, which it makes sense. It makes him look, like I said, it makes him look like a bigger monster than fighting like a Colin Delaney from back in the day, another super skinny, scrawny guy. So this was fine, but still a little weird because it's like, is Oba a heel? Is Oba a babyface? I don't know. Then we got an interesting Finn Balor video. Balor said this was a business based on respect. He always gave respect in the indies and on the main roster, but he was realizing that respect was not returned to him. He was taken for granted over and over again. What happened in Belfast was not a one-off. He said he's been showing up and showing off his entire career, but Pierce still tried to tell him that the Rumble was full. It turns out respect only gets you so far. He wanted the world title. He didn't think of himself as a bad guy, but warned CM Punk he's willing to do bad things. So we'll see. Like we said earlier, I think we could see Punk and Balor rematch at Chamber in Chicago.
Muscle Man with a 100-bit donation. Thank you so much for that, Muscle Man. They said, which Rumble was the worst Rumble of all time? Also, does Balor get a big push this year? What do you think was the worst Rumble of all time?
I'm trying to think. Worst Rumble? I mean, what was it? 18 or 19?
Everyone keeps saying like the 40-person Rumble, like the Del Rio one.
It was not that great.
That was a pretty bad Rumble.
Yeah.
The 2021 Rumble, the one that I was at, that was a pretty bad Rumble.
You think?
They had the opening show be Roman versus Seth that ended in a DQ. Ronda Rousey won the Women's Rumble. they did Bobby Lashley versus Brock, where Roman came out and screwed over Brock. They did Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. And then for the men's Rumble, they had Brock win as entry number 30. And the whole like competitors for that Rumble, don't get me started. Freaking Johnny Knoxville. They had Shane McMahon come back and eliminate Kevin Owens and a bunch of other big baby faces.
I mean, 2018 wasn't all that great either.
Which one was that? Was that Shinsuke winning?
I think so. Yeah, Shinsuke and Asuka
Honestly, the
winning.
Rumble match wasn't that bad. That's when Ray came back and it was pretty fun. And
yeah, but like
I
on
mean, that Rumble match wasn't bad. Or are you talking about the actual like match show?
like the whole show itself. Like we had AJ Styles in a handicap. They called it a handicap match. I don't know, maybe more of a triple threat. But it was AJ Styles against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The Usos took on Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. And I want to say a 2 out of 3 falls match. Brock.
I think they had Brock versus Finn Balor.
No, that was Brock against Kane and Braun Strowman when Braun Strowman was being too stiff, so Brock literally punched him in the face. That's the one when Brock gave Braun a receipt and literally punched the shit out of him. But that was the first.
They also did the first ever women's Rumble.
Yeah, and then they also had Cesaro and Sheamus against Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan for the tag titles, for the Raw tag titles.
Yikes.
Yep.
Honestly, remember the 2015 Rumble where everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to win, but he got eliminated. Then the last two were Roman and Rusev, and everyone kept booing Roman. And everybody was like basically just chanting for Rusev to win because nobody wanted Roman to win that Rumble.
Philly. Roman talked about it tonight. That was Philly. Roman's like, you guys.
No, like that.
Go for it.
No, but like back then, like when they were trying to push Roman as a big baby face, fans just kept booing him.
Yep, because they felt like he was being pushed, and it wasn't the guy they wanted. But I don't know. Worst Rumble though. Ooh, it's a tough one. Like I said, what was 2017? So 2019 wasn't all that great, but 2017.
2017, that's when Randy won and challenged Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that one wasn't. That one had like Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks on the pre-show, I think maybe. Charlotte and Bayley for the Raw Women's title. That did have an ODQ match with Owens and Roman. It was a Jericho in a shark cage.
Jericho in a shark cage. AJ versus Cena, where Cena won the world title.
Actually, that was a really good match. That was a really good match. But maybe 17 wasn't as bad as I'm thinking.
2011 and 2021 were probably the two worst.
Moving forward.
Oh, remember when Vince won the Rumble?
Oh, they showed it during the freaking Rumble this year. They were like, which man can follow in the footsteps of these former Rumble winners? And they fucking showed Vince. They literally showed Vince winning the Rumble. I'm like, oh, that's a choice. That's a choice for sure. What else is a choice? Go for it.
2010 was Edge won.
Yeah.
And that's when they had Beth Phoenix eliminate the Great Khali.
When she kissed him.
And then CM Punk came out, gave Beth Phoenix a GTS, and then eliminated her. I'd say 2011 was pretty bad, and then everyone keeps saying Del Rio was the worst Rumble winner ever.
I mean, maybe one of. Like, I'm not a huge Del Rio hater because I think he did some good things. I think Del Rio was better coming out of his Money in the Bank win than his Royal Rumble win.
Well, yeah, because that was Rumble win. He didn't do anything. They had him lose to Edge. And they lost to Christian at the next pay-per-view.
Yep.
Like, that was bad. That's what made his Rumble win terrible.
Let's see. What was 2010? 2010 had Christian versus... Oh, this was not a good show. Christian versus Ezekiel Jackson for the ECW Championship. The Miz versus MVP for the United States Championship. Sheamus versus Randy Orton for the WWE title ended in a DQ. Mickey James defeated Michelle McCool for the Women's Championship. Undertaker pinned Ray to retain the World Heavyweight Championship, and then Edge won the Rumble. I do not remember that Undertaker Ray match at all.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
That was a weird year for, like, I would say it was a weird year for Taker. It was just, they had him retire Shawn Michaels at Mania. Then, like, after that, they did that whole feud with him and Kane. And Kane literally just squashed Taker in that feud.
Mm-hmm. So, on the pre-show of that 2010 Rumble, the Bellas, it was the Bellas, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, and Kelly Kelly against Alicia Fox, Jillian Hall, Katie Lee Burchill, Maurice, and Natty. Bellas picking up the win there. Bellas back together in WWE and on this Raw in Philadelphia. When Nikki's music hits, she comes out and shakes her booty. Bree's music hits. Bree mode. She comes out. Bellas reunite. They come down to the ring, and the crowd is booing. Nikki then goes, "What is that? What is that? Are you doing that because the Eagles didn't make the Super Bowl, or is that for us?" And then Bree goes, "Maybe they're saying Coop, as if you know, her 21, 22-year-old boyfriend on the Eagles." And Nikki goes, "Oh, yeah, I got good taste. Pro Bowler." I'm like, oh my God. She's apparently dating Cooper DeJean, half her age.
Yeah.
Crowd's just not having any of this. Nikki said the Bella twins haven't appeared on Raw together in over 7 years. Nikki shared everyone's excitement that Brie was back, and then there was like a slight yes chant. So then Brie tried to do the yes chant, and when she started to do it, it literally died out. Brie said she was happy to be back home. She joked that she didn't return because Nikki was... she didn't return just to reunite with Nikki, but maybe because Nikki needed some help getting her butt kicked every single week. She said she returned because they are, quote, the original women's tag team. The division was better than ever, and now they want a piece of it. It's time for the Bellas to win the tag titles. This was not good at all. They got in there, they said their lines, and they got right out. Like, this sucked. Any thoughts?
It sucked. I just looked up the 2011 Rumble match card, and this was not a good show at all. So they did the 40-person Rumble where they had Del Rio win.
Right.
Edge versus Dolph Ziggler for the world title.
Oof.
Edge won. Miz defending the WWE Championship against Randy. And then they did a fatal four-way match for the Divas Championship. Natalya versus Eve Torres versus Layla versus Michelle McCool. And then Eve defeated Layla to win the belt.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a tie between that or the 2021 Rumble.
Close to it, yeah.
And Dolph Ziggler, they really pushed Dolph as like a big time heel, but never had him win the world title.
Well, he won it that once when he cashed in the...
Yeah, but that's the only time, though. Anytime he actually had like an actual like shot, though, he never won.
Oh, yeah. No.
2012, that was also a pretty bad Rumble. Remember they had like John Laurinaitis gave Dolph Ziggler just a world title shot, like just out of nowhere. Then he was trying to screw CM Punk to have Dolph try to win the belt, but failed.
Dolph won the World Heavyweight Championship twice.
Yeah, it was just once.
According to his Wikipedia, it's twice.
Well, he won the NXT championship. He never won the world title twice.
Hold on, I'm looking back here. I'm looking at the list of World Heavyweight Champions. Let's go Dolph. Find Dolph. Why won't it search?
That's maybe he did. I don't know.
Come on, Wikipedia. Why won't you search? Hold on. Let me do this. There we go. Dolph Ziggler won it. He was awarded the title in February of 2011 by SmackDown General Manager Vicky Guerrero.
They probably lost it the same night.
Held it for less than a day. That same night, he lost it to Edge.
Yeah, they probably did Edge versus Ziggler at the Rumble.
So, yeah.
Does that even count, honestly?
Well, no. When was the 2011 Rumble? It would have been before this. This was February.
Yeah. No, because like maybe the belt was like maybe Edge had to like relinquish the belt due to injury or something, or maybe like some storyline thing they had to relinquish it.
Edge was stripped of the title by SmackDown General Manager Vicky Guerrero as a result of using the spear, which had been a banned move. Edge was banned from using the spear. He used it anyways, and Vicky stripped him of the belt. Dolph then was awarded the title that same night, and then Edge won it back that same night. Okay, then. I don't remember any of that because that's when I was moving to Texas in the military, and I missed like all of that February, really.
Okay, does that even count of him winning the world title then if he was stripped and then just handed it? I don't even know if that counts.
Technically, he's had it twice. Technically, he's been acknowledged as the World Heavyweight Champion on 2 different occasions. Moving forward, Otis and Tozawa were backstage. Burt Kreischer showed up. Maxine then showed up. And she says she's going to break Natty's ankle. And she was all hyped up. And then they hyped up Burt. And Burt took his shirt off. And Otis was like, oh, yeah, Philly. Oh, yeah, this is awkward. They said they're going to win the tag titles next week against the Usos, which ain't going to happen. Then we move forward to Penta versus Bronson Reed. About 90 seconds to 2 minutes in, we went to a commercial break. Nothing happened really before that. Afterwards, Penta hit a dive coming out of the break, but it didn't matter because Reed got the heat moments later. Penta came back with the springboard tornado DDT for a 2, though. Reed then hit a power slam for a 2, and Penta came back with a backstabber for a 2. Theory jumped up on the apron and wiped out Penta. Also, Theory jumped on the apron, so Penta kicked him. Penta then also knocked Logan Paul off the apron and wiped out both guys with a dive. Penta accidentally knocked the referee out of the ring when he attacked Logan. Penta then took too much time dealing with the Vision, so Reed hit him with a Jagged Edge, his Death Valley Driver, and a Tsunami, but the referee was still down, not to make the count. Reed then went to the outside and grabbed a steel chair, thinking, well, if the ref's down, I could cheat. But he was attacked by LA Knight, who gave him a BFT on the chair on the outside. Knight was then chased off by Logan Paul and Austin Theory through the crowd. And the referee was like, what is going on here? This guy is out. I got to count. And Heyman's yelling at the ref, don't count. This doesn't count. What are you doing? No, he was attacked. It's a DQ. And so like Heyman's trying to plead with the referee. The referee's counting. Reed couldn't get back in the ring by the 10, and Penta wins by countout. It was okay. Like it was a 13-minute match. Like it was solid, but it was a weird finish. Another one of those weird
finish.
Like I said, weird things on tonight's show. Moving forward, this is when we got the Americanos doing interview with Byron Saxton during the break, with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate doing Mexican accents, with Tyler Bate actually not being that bad. We come back from the break, and we get the return of Dominic Mysterio. Dom's been out for a little while with an injury. We do know that Dom is going to be on this weekend's AAA. I think it's a live AAA. They're starting the Rey de Reyes tournament. Penta's going to be there as well. Dom comes out. Dom's new freaking neck tattoo that he just recently got, all in its glory. He keeps like lifting his neck up to show it. He comes out. He's wearing these like thin glasses. And fucking Corey Graves. Well, first off, Michael Cole says, oh, Dom's back. He still hasn't shaved the mustache. And Corey's like, the women love the mustache, Cole. Even some men. And he's got them. And then Corey Graves goes, also, Dom wearing them Dahmer-like glasses. I'm like, oh, okay. Comparing Dirty Dom to Jeffrey Dom. Anyways.
Can't say that.
Right. The crowd starts chanting. So Dominic's in there before he can even speak. Remember 2 years ago, Dom would start to speak and they'd boo the crap out of him. Well, Dom tried to speak and they started chanting, dirty, dirty Dom, dirty, dirty Dom. And I'm like, Billy, you're American. We don't do that here. But yeah, they're chanting for Dom like he's a big old baby face. Where are we? Mexico? Where they see Dom as a god? But Dom says, I'm back. I'm here, unfortunately, in a place like Philly, but we got some celebrating to do. Let me introduce you to the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Liv Morgan. Liv then makes her way down to the ring. She's super excited, jumps in Dom's arms. The crowd starts chanting, "You deserve it. You deserve it." And she responds with, "I know. I am your greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time." She says she wasn't sure yet, though, who she's going to pick for WrestleMania. She still needs to think that out. Maybe I go to SmackDown and see what kind of things are there for me to assess, which 30 minutes later, less than 30 minutes later, I think she made her choice. She said what she did know was that we're crowning a new champion tonight because her best friend, her sister, big sexy Raquel Rodriguez, is going to beat Stephanie Vaquer. Rodriguez then came down to the ring. She came down there. She acknowledged Dom back, gave him a big hug. And she said, Judgment Day, you've been celebrating a lot recently. We got your big win. But there's something we need to address. The elephant in the room. You eliminated me from the Rumble. And Liv's like, oh, yeah, not about that. I know you so well. You're one of the most selfless people I know. You would be fine with that because you have a title shot tonight. You've got an opportunity. Now I have an opportunity as well. It's a win-win for the Judgment Day. And Raquel's like, okay, whatever. I'm like, what? She then told Liv, but I have a question, or I have a favor of you. Stay in the back during this match. I don't need your help. Liv's like, huh? She's like, I want to come out here and I want to beat Stephanie on my own, become the champion on my own, and just make it that much sweeter that I did it by myself. And Liv's like, all right, whatever you say. I'll stay in the back. She didn't stay in the back. She didn't stay in the back. This was, again, just there. It was fine. Whatever. I kind of expected a little more from Liv coming off of winning the Rumble. But it was really more to put over Raquel and still have some slight dissension between them. Like you said, maybe we're teasing this out for a while still. Esports Gaming Rules with a bit donation says Stephanie McCure has new theme music, we think. It is. And for some reason, to me at least, she comes out and I go, they give her new music that sounds like Finn's old music? It kind of sounded like the Finn Balor music basically, a little bit.
They're making her like the female Finn Balor almost.
She's got the freaking smoke, the fog. She gets down on all fours when she walks out. I'm like, she ain't the freaking demon. She's La Primera.
What if they give her like a female like demon character that she only uses that pay-per-views or premium live events?
She wears the horns.
What if they gave her like a female like demon queen almost?
Oh, I don't know. That would be interesting. But we did have a Philly street fight. Stephanie Vaquer defending the title against Raquel Rodriguez. And yeah, this match was fine. It was mostly good. It dragged at times. It went 22 minutes. Very lacking on the crowd heat. And it was sloppy at times as well. I will say that. Like there was one point early on where frickin' Raquel was trying to throw a chair in the ring and she literally threw it up and it came back down and hit her in the head. So, Vaquer grabbed a table early on to the crowd's delight, but was unused. Raquel powerbombed her, unused by her because Raquel powerbombed her through it moments later. During a commercial break, Rodriguez then wrapped a chain around Vaquer's previously injured ankle and dragged her around ringside, slamming the leg into the barricade. After the commercial break, Rodriguez booted the steel steps into Vaquer's ankle. Vaquer avoided a steel chair shot and attacked Rodriguez with the kendo stick. At this point, the crowd just ain't really buying it. Rodriguez attacked Vaquer with the cardboard cover of the announce table before lawn-darting her into the post. Vaquer then came back with a kendo stick shot into back suplex. She set up for the devil's kiss, but Rodriguez powered to her feet with Vaquer up on her shoulders and dropped her off the top onto the top rope. Vaquer then managed to respond with a thrust kick for a 2. Rodriguez then hit Vaquer with hit Raquel on the head with a trash can for a 2. And the fans started chanting for the Eagles. They're like, fly, Eagles, fly. I'm like, what are we doing? They don't fucking care. Rodriguez then tossed a bunch of chairs into the ring. Corey Graves said this was a Terry Funk-like move. Rodriguez caught Vicair's crossbody attempt into a fall-away slam onto the chairs. Vicair avoided a corkscrew elbow and hit Rodriguez with a devil's kiss on the steel chair. Vicair wasn't done there, though. She rolled to the outside and hit a devil's kiss on the steel steps. And the crowd chanted one more time, and she didn't do it. During a commercial break, Vicair attacked with a kendo stick and chucked a trash can right in Raquel's face. Literally just got in the ring, grabbed this trash can and went, poof. Luckily, Raquel already had her arms up. She knew it was coming, so she had her hands up. Also, a table was set up at ringside that didn't get used for a while. After the break, Rodriguez tried to use the steel steps as a weapon, but Vicair ducked and dropped her on the steps instead, kinda. Vicair then placed a trash can over Raquel's head and hit her with a meteor in the corner. Man, that move's gotta suck to take, because you don't know when your opponent's coming, and it's just cool. Rodriguez then booted the can into Vicair's face, and she got a 2 off of it. Rodriguez then took her time selling. No, Rodriguez took her time setting up a table. I wrote that wrong. Stephanie was selling the ankle, so Rodriguez was setting up a table while the referee was checking. It was the whole thing. Rodriguez then tried to go for a Tejana bomb through the table, but Vicair slipped out. Rodriguez then hit a clothesline instead that looked like a JBL clothesline from hell. We're almost 20 minutes in at this point, and it just feels long. Morgan then entered from the crowd with the woman's title, and she's trying to give it to Raquel. And instead of Raquel being all mad and wondering, what are you doing out here? I asked you not to. She's just like, oh, you want to give me the belt? Okay, maybe, sure. Vicair then uses the distraction to chuck Rodriguez into the wedged chair that was in the corner and then mocked Morgan from the apron. Roxanne then tried to get involved. Vicair was on the top rope, and, well, Stephanie pushes Roxanne down off the middle rope and through the table on the outside on the floor. Vicair then set up Rodriguez for a Hurricane Rana, but she blocked it. Raquel then tried to give her a Tejana bomb off the top rope, but then she blocked that into a Hurricane Rana, and she was supposed to go through the table, but she kind of just took a front bump, and the table didn't really break much, and so she fell over, and then the table kind of just fell over it, and then Stephanie hit a spiral tap, the corkscrew splash. She then got up, pushed the table. She pushes the table over. Well, first off, actually, she first pushes the table over onto Raquel, who's laying on the ground. And Michael Cole's like, oh, she's stacking the table on her. And then she just pushes the table off of her. Then she goes to the top to go for the corkscrew. And she just pins her. Like, the last couple minutes of this match were not good. Not good at all. I don't know what the hell happened. It was like that Becky Lyra match from Backlash last year that's just all to hell.
You didn't like that Becky Lyra match from last year?
The one that Lyra fucking Lyra put her hands back in the zip ties. No, I didn't like that match.
Lyra was the one from Backlash?
Wasn't it? Is that what am I thinking correctly?
I thought people actually liked that match from Backlash.
Did you watch Unreal?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go into detail on that match where afterwards Lyra's just apologizing to Becky like crazy because she just had such a bad performance. That was the woman, she had the chair wrapped around her and everything, and yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Oh, I'm thinking the SummerSlam match. Okay, I got it mixed up. Thank you, Sin Saturday. I was thinking the SummerSlam match. I got them mixed up. My bad. Yeah, it was the SummerSlam match that was bad. Also, speaking of Backlash, though, they did announce that Backlash this year is coming to us in from Tampa, Florida. So next week's Monday Night Raw, I didn't see where Raw is going to be next week, but 3 things have so far been announced. We got Elimination Chamber qualifying matches starting. Don't know how many. Maxine Dupree will be taking on Natty, and the World Tag Titles will be on the line when the Usos defending against the Alpha Academy. So then We cut to the back parking area. An SUV pulls up. We know exactly who it is. Well, it's more of a Range Rover than an SUV, but Roman Reigns gets out. Thank you, Esports Gaming Rules. This is Cleveland next week. Gotcha. Roman Reigns comes out, immediately walks through Gorilla. Like they just dropped him right off at Gorilla. What a fucking entrance. You show up late and they drop you off right there at the entrance. You just get out of the car right there at Gorilla. Couldn't look like a... Go for it.
Sorry to cut you off, but like I think we forgot to mention something.
What?
That they said on Raw.
For what?
Javon Evans was the Iron Man in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mentioned that. He was in for 40 minutes and 58 seconds.
That was 59 minutes.
Was it?
It might have been 59 minutes.
I wrote down, hold on, you might be right. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. I don't even know where it's at in my notes now. I wrote 40, 50, 40, 58. I could be wrong. Maybe I read it wrong.
I wonder who the Santino was.
The shortest? Well, hold on. WWE has the list.
Because they called the shortest the Santino. I think it is. But do they call that the Santino, or
No.
they just say just shortest time?
They just say the shortest. They had a list. I saw it.
Oh, they should just call it the Santino. I think it's way more fun calling it the Santino.
Where is... They had it here. I saw it yesterday. Now I don't see it. Oh, entrance men's rumble. Here we go. Nope, that's a video. They had like a list of all the entrants. Now I don't see it anymore. Oh well. Anywho. Yeah, Javon was in longer than anybody and eliminated no one. But Roman Reigns looks like a big star when you can show up whenever you want and get dropped off in a car at Gorilla. Like, holy shit. Roman Reigns,
Question.
go for it.
I know it's a little early, but do you think Roman winning the Rumble is the right move? I know it's a little early to tell, but like, or do you feel like there was someone else they could have like had win the Rumble that could have been like more beneficial?
If Cody wins the Chamber, then yes.
Because last year there were people saying like maybe Jay win was the good move, and we saw how it played out, and it wasn't.
No. You don't want me to go into Jey Uso. I fucking ripped this guy a new one and thanked Roman Reigns on the Rumble pod. Fucking running it back in the Rumble, and nobody's gonna dump him off the middle rope when he climbs up there to yeet. That's the perfect spot to eliminate this fool. And then Roman, hey, want to run it back again? Run it back. So Jay goes, okay, and Roman fucking punches him in the face. Like, Jey Uso is a fucking meme. Oh, Elite says it was Rusev. Yeah, Rusev was in for like less than 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, I was also gonna say something. I saw someone make a YouTube video about this or something on Twitter about it. Someone was complaining about who was directing this show. They were literally just showing Jay's entrance when instead they could have showed Cody eliminating Brock.
Yeah, Cody and LA Knight eliminated. Well, no, I had to ask the chat. I said, chat, who eliminated Brock? I'm watching this show, and all of a sudden Brock's just gone. I didn't even see it. I had to ask the chat.
They were too busy showing freaking Jey Uso's long ass entrance.
He literally took all 2 minutes, got in the ring, and then all of a sudden we hear, and I'm like, oh, Jay just got in the ring, and the next guy's already coming out. What the fuck? Yeah, no, don't get me started on Jey Uso and the Yeet. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
It's starting to get annoying. It's starting to get annoying at this point. They're overusing it.
Yes. Roman Reigns comes out. He says, hey, Philly, got a lot of highs and lows in this town. I won my first championship here on my daughter's birthday. I also lost my last championship in this city. I won my first Rumble here, too. And they chanted for him. They cheered for him. He goes, and I didn't get that kind of reaction that night, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah. Braun Breaker was the shortest. He was in for less than 10 seconds. Duh. Why couldn't we remember that one? Rusev at least was longer than him. He said he won his second Rumble on Saturday. And, well, next city I'm scheduled to go to is Philly. What are the odds? Perfect city to be in because he had a decision to make. He was about to pose the question, who should he face? Which title should he go for? Crowd starts chanting for CM Punk. Roman said, quote, so you don't want me to go for Drew McIntyre? Reigns asked if they preferred Punk, and they cheered. This was when Punk came out. The crowd chanted for Punk, and the two men stared each other down. Punk looked into the camera and addressed Finn Balor first, saying that he's going to come after him. Punk said that Balor wasn't sure if he's a bad guy. Well, Punk warned him that when pushed far enough, he can be the bad guy. He's going to deal with Balor soon. Reigns is perplexed. Punk interrupting him to talk about somebody else? Punk said that he wasn't interrupting anything. Reigns was a visitor on his show. He said, I'm the champ, CM Punk, and I call the shots. What do you think this is, Friday Night SmackDown? Punk said that Reigns has a big decision to make. Punk saw that Reigns was asking, quote-unquote, the fans for help. He mentioned McIntyre, and the fans booed. Punk proposed Reigns versus McIntyre at WrestleMania, and they booed again. Punk proposed Reigns versus the best in the world, CM Punk, and they cheered. Punk told Reigns he'd take the easy way out and pick Drew McIntyre. Reigns scoffed at the idea of McIntyre being easy. The easy way, I goes, that guy's like 4 times your size. How would that be easier than you? It's like the last time they fought over a bracelet and you cried about it. Like, that guy's gonna, no. Punk told Reigns, be careful. The last time he wrestled McIntyre, they ran out of staples putting his dumb ass back together. Punk knew that Reigns had beaten McIntyre in the past, but Punk could beat him in the most dangerous match this company's ever had, Hell in a Cell. Reigns said that he beat McIntyre for 3 years straight. Punk said that he did. All with all of his cousins helping him. I did it by myself. Reigns warned him against talking about his family. He said, don't mention my family. He said they were the only reason this company was even here today. We are the cornerstone. We keep this company together. The only reason Punk had a company to even come back to. Punk said that Reigns manipulated his family and a great number of people into thinking that he's the greatest messiah that there's ever been. Punk heard what Reigns had to say on McAfee's show and laughed about it. He laughed at the idea of Reigns taking a mini vacation, saying he was given opportunities. He had the audacity to say this while he was away. Punk reminded Reigns that he was once champion for 434 days with Paul Heyman by his side. That must sound familiar because Reigns followed in his footsteps. He was a champion with Paul Heyman for 1,300 days. Punk said that he may have done it longer, but I did it better. Punk said that Reigns earned the right to call his shot and show up whenever he wanted. Punk wasn't mad about it. Reigns chose to be a part-timer. Punk chose to be in 10 different countries in 3 weeks. He chose to see the fans worldwide. He chose to go to Poland, Scotland, Denmark, Belgium, London, Toronto, and Philly tonight. Punk chose to be a fighting champion, just like he chose to bring Reigns into this company along with the rest of the Shield over a decade ago. Reigns followed in his footsteps, and he learned from the best. Roman laughed him off here. Punk said that Reigns has a decision to make. Reigns can face the guy that he thinks he can beat in McIntyre, or a guy on Reigns' best day that he can't touch. He could face McIntyre or climb Mount Everest with no Sherpa and face the best in the world. Reigns said that Punk was in all those towns because, well, you took a 10-year vacation and wanted to get in as much as possible. Reigns laughed at the idea that he learned from Punk. The only thing he learned from Punk was what not to do. Punk wouldn't be here without him. When they re-signed Punk, what did they do? They asked Roman first if he was okay with it. He made a promise to Paul, and he did the best he could. But he would never forget 10 years ago when Punk went to his friend's podcast and made Reigns' life way harder than it ever should have been. Punk came back, took his wise man, and brainwashed his cousins. Punk almost brainwashed Roman. Roman shook his hand like a man at Survivor Series in the War Games, but Punk mocked him behind his back. Roman's made his choice. He could pick Punk, and he would be the biggest star available. Or he could pick Punk because he's the biggest star available, or he can pick Punk because he was the best show. But no, he said, quote, I'm picking you because I hate you. I've always hated you, and WrestleMania is going to be the best day of my life because in the main event, you will acknowledge me. Roman dropped the mic and left as Punk watched him walk away with a smirk on his face. Woo! Was this so freaking good? What did you think? I loved it.
It was pretty good. I think I think the whole plan was Roman win the Rumble and originally challenging like Seth.
So yes, so
But they slid Punk at that spot. And they're like, all right, we'll still have Roman win the Rumble and just have him challenge Punk.
So according to rumors, the plan was Roman was going to get to Seth somehow, challenge Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship, and beat him. The Vision would then see Seth as weak here, and that's when they turn on him. But Seth got hurt, and they had to speed it all up.
So do you think Roman beats Punk?
I don't know. That's a good one. Like, there's no reason for Roman to beat Punk, to be completely honest. There was a reason for Roman to beat Seth, so they can do the whole thing with the blood, or not the bloodline, the Vision, and have the Vision turn on him. There was a reason. But now it's like, there really doesn't need to be a reason for Roman to beat Punk. I can see Roman beating Punk and Roman, doing the acknowledge me to end WrestleMania Night 2. I can see it for sure. That's one that, like, right now, I need to wait for the build because I have no clue. That I like that I don't know. So,
What about So do you think Liv's gonna challenge Vicar, or do they basically already confirmed that?
So they haven't said it, but like, she laid out Stephanie with the. I didn't mention this in the recap. She laid out Stephanie after the match with the Oblivion, and then stood over her holding the Women's World Championship. So
if they go that route, do you think Liv beats Vicar?
Probably.
It's honestly been a while since we've seen like both Rumble winners like win the championships. Last year, Charlotte lost to Tiffany, which that kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there were rumors like once Charlotte returned, they were going to put gold on her like immediately. And then they didn't. They just had her win the tag titles with Alexa Bliss.
War Hero says Liv versus Jade ? Hell no. No, it's Liv and Stephanie. I always thought it was either going to be Liv and Stephanie or Liv and Raquel.
I think Liv and Stephanie will probably kick off either night 1 or night 2. They'll probably go that route.
Right. So, yeah, no, I could honestly, like I said earlier, I could see Jordan Grace winning the Chamber and challenging Jade.
That would be a pretty good match.
Yeah. And then I think it would be a smart match for Jade, for them to give Jade, because I think Jordan would be able to, and I hate saying this, carry Jade through it.
I think Jade's still a little messy in the ring.
Jade's still not all that great. Jade's better than she's been. Like, Jade gets better. I've seen improvements in Jade, but it's like,
I will admit, when she was in AEW, she was not good in the ring.
Because all she was doing was those quick squashes. They weren't letting her get better because she wasn't working with anybody to make her better.
They just did those big squash matches so they could do like the whole undefeated thing. I'm strong.
Exactly.
I can just do like a 30-second squash.
Mm-hmm. Esports Gaming Rules, the bit donation says ESPN are going to promote Punk versus Roman like crazy at WrestleMania 42 Vegas. Oh yeah, I was watching. What was I watching this weekend on ABC? Or something I was watching on either Friday or Saturday on ABC, and they were promoting Royal Rumble. Watch Royal Rumble on ESPN Unlimited. Watch Royal Rumble on Disney Plus with ESPN Unlimited. So it's like, yeah, they're gonna go crazy being able to promote WrestleMania on broadcast television. And they did a good job. I saw quite a few of the Rumble ads air on ABC. With all of that, that was Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you go watch anything from this show, if you missed any of it, go watch that main event segment because Roman and Punk killed it. It was so good. Like, I tried to do my best recapping it. No, you need to go watch that. But with all of that, you know what we thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of the show as we go and go check the polls really fast. Let's refresh all of these. As far as the Threads poll does go, 75% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and nobody disliked it. Looking at the Twitter poll, 80% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right, and 3% didn't like it. As far as the community poll does go, 72% liked the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 9% didn't like it. Finally, the live poll, 83% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right, and 2% didn't like it. With that, guys, excuse me, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here, twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Also, if you guys were here when we were having the stream issues, I'm going to leave the stream up. Like, I'm going to leave that video up, but I'm going to re-upload the actual full podcast without the issues. So if you guys want to go back and check any of it, if you missed any of it or whatnot, you can go back and check that later. With that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Luke, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me over at Twitter X at Petke_21. And you can also find me over at Twitch at Young Grasshopper Luke.
With that, guys, we'll be back on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.